Hi there, travel lovers. This is your trusted cruise and Tauck tour and Africa safari expert Shawn Power here. And today I'm sitting on board the beautiful Explora 2, which is one of Explora Journeys cruise ships. And I wanted to address something today that I've heard a lot, I've seen online, and I've even had some of my own clients, not realize the difference. And what it is I want to talk about where Explora fits into the cruising world when it comes to the categories of cruising. Now, if you go to my website or my YouTube channel, you'll see that I've done, categories of cruising, video and blog posts. And here's the way I break it down. I think there's three categories of cruising in the industry. And again, keep in mind, I've been on 92 cruises. I've booked over $100 million worth of travel for my clients over the last 20 years. So I've really seen it all. I've been on these different ships and tried it all. And the way I break it down is number one, I say there's the big ship cruises, the mass market, the mainstream lines. We all know them. Carnival, Royal, Norwegian, Holland, Princess, Celebrity, and this is how a lot of people get their starting in cruises. They go on these big ships with thousands of people on board. It's how I started it. I did fall in love with the industry there, but a lot of people do the same thing after a while. They kind of start to get sick of the nickel and diamond and everything else, and they get sick of the thousands of people on board, and they want something different. So then a lot of people move to what we call the upper premium category of cruises. And to me, this would be Viking Ocean cruises and Oceania cruises. Now these are going to be a step up from the big ships because they're smaller, anywhere from 700 to 1,250 people on board those ships. They're going to be more inclusive. They're not all inclusive, but they're definitely more inclusive. There's hardly any kids on board. I mean, Viking has no kids on board because you got to be 18 or older. Oceania allows them, but there's just really hardly any kids on board. And that's a real nice step up from the big ships. Then you've got the what I call the luxury small ship all-inclusive lines. Regent, Silversea, Crystal, Seabourn. This is a cream of the crop in my mind. I mean, I've cruised on them all multiple times. And these are wonderful because when you go on board, you really want for nothing. You're going to have all your drinks included. You're going to have all your gratuities included. They're not nickel and diming you for Wi-Fi and things like that and everything. So really, really nice companies. Some of the best suites you'll ever see at sea. I mean, some of those ships have 4,000 square foot suites and everything you can imagine. So just absolutely gorgeous ships. So what happened was a couple of years ago, a new company called Explora Journeys came into the cruising world. And I've heard a lot of people lump them into the upper premium cruises along with Viking and Oceania. So this video is really about, Explora versus say Viking and Oceania. And I really don't think, again, I've cruised on all these different lines, and I don't think Explora belongs in the upper premium cruise line category. Reason I say it is number one, I mean these ships for one, I mean they're brand new, they're absolutely gorgeous. They spent a fortune to build them, so really high-end ships, not pretentious at all. It's actually the most casual dress code in the industry. They'll even allow the guys to wear dress shorts and shoes at night and a collared shirt. And no one else seems to really do that in the small ship cruising, so people love that. But the point is the rooms are really big. So if you look at, say versus Viking and Oceania, Viking's rooms are about 270 square feet on the small end to start. Explorers are 377 square feet. That's like, I think, 40% bigger. Now, even if you look at Oceania's newest ships, I think they're 280 square feet is where they start. Again, Explorer is 377, which is like 34% bigger or something like that. And of course, Oceania has their older R-class ships, which have like inside rooms on them still, and some of those are like 160 square feet. So that means an Explorer room is like 250% bigger. So point is, right away, Explora has really, really big rooms. They're actually the biggest starting rooms in the industry. So right away, I don't see how people lump Explora in the Viking and Oceania when you just look at the beautiful room that you're going to have, because every single room on an Explorer is going to be 377 square feet or even bigger. The couple of times I've been on board, I've done penthouses, which are like about 550 square feet. They have these huge ocean residences, which are, I think they go from 800 up to 3,000 square feet. So absolutely gorgeous rooms. Now the other thing with Explorer is it really is all-inclusive on board. So again, when you go on Viking, you have your wine, beer, and soft drinks included at lunch and dinner. You don't have your gratuities included, so you got to pay 20 bucks every single day per person, 40 bucks a couple. I mean, you're on board for 10 nights is $400, 20 nights, $800, that kind of thing. Oceania, they just started including gratuities not that long ago, but you still have to pay for alcohol on board. You can have some packages included with some beer, wine, or beer and wine included at lunch and dinner, but again, they're just not all inclusive. So again, this was the point of this video. I just wanted to point out that, yes, Explorer is a similar size ship when it comes to the 900 guests, that kind of thing, but you get on board, it's actually a bigger ship because they make bigger rooms, so you actually have more personal space. And again, everything's included on board, from the drinks to the tips to the Wi-Fi to you know, all the other things that you can kind of think of. And then, you know, of course, for anything that's going to be an extra charge, like going to the spa or something, as normal, you know, with Explora, I can always get you, you know, some onboard credit. Sometimes I'll have a free shore excursion instead, but just like Viking and Oceania, there's always going to be some perk through booking with me. And even if you book direct, you know, people move their Explora bookings to me all the time. So anyway, hopefully this video answered that question about what Explora is like versus Viking and Oceania. Again, I think Explora fits more in with Regent, Silversea, Seabourn, and Crystal. I don't think they should be lumped in with Viking and Oceania. Any questions or comments, let me know, and I look forward to talking to you on the next video. Have a great day.